when they called you in Vatican to ask whether should he come or not, without you knowing, you're very emphatic. Let him come without knowing whether
the complications.
Complication. But along the way, because I think it's because of your determination. I think that's the word there. You're a very determined person. You really want to
I did not
prove,
know who put that determination in me because I was afraid.
Yeah, but you in spite of being afraid, you said yes. You said it. You're full of confidence. Although you don't know why you had to say. So maybe there is somebody behind you trying to help you in some way because of the courage.
And there is the courage of the Pope, because when he arrived, I went up the plane, and the first question from the back of the plane was saying, "Are they attending our interreligious dialogue?"
Okay.
Everybody was quiet, and I just said, "Holy Father," because that question was direct, and I just said, "Holy Father, I invited them, but they did not answer." He stood up and said, "Do not worry. I had more problems in other visits than this. So do not worry. Let us proceed in peace." And it was one of the most successful visits that he had.
Imagine. He's also very, very confident.
The assurance that they said, "Do not be afraid." Another point, for example, was in Nigeria. I was a counselor at that time. We were in north of Nigeria, which is mainly Sharia Muslim area.
Yes. How is it?
And he was supposed to visit the governor's palace.
Also the Saint Pope John II.
John II.
Okay.
After lunch at the Archbishop's house, he was supposed to visit the governor. The governor said, "No, I don't want to receive him. Just change the program." So the Pope said, "Okay, let's wait 1 hour here in the church." We prayed. After 1 hour, he said, "Let's go to the airport." In the airport, he said, put out his pocket and said, "This is the speech I want to deliver to the governor. The governor will not receive me, so I will make my speech here in the airport." I made a speech, very beautiful speech. The governor regretted. The next day, he went to Lagos and said, "I want to see the Pope." We said, "Well, Governor, you had your chance." And he wanted to see the Pope too. And another one was...
were he able to...
No, because the schedule was so tight. Another one was same thing in Nigeria. At 2 o'clock in the morning, we got a message from Interpol. There is a threat to harm Pope John Paul II in Onitsha when he's going to Onitsha.
Okay.
So Cardinal Casaroli came down and said, "Shall we inform the Pope?" He said, "Wait." 1 hour before leaving, he informed the Pope. The Pope, as if nothing, said, "Let's go. That's what we came here for. And whatever happens, and let us go."
Grabe, no?
Very normal. No hesitation. Just said, "Let's go.
Parang the way it happens in Nigeria, in Sri Lanka, the way he answered you, the way, parang feeling niya.
He was really, I mean...
very holy talaga. No?
I had my last picture of him. He was sick.
Yeah.
And he received me in an improvised office outside his bedroom.
Imagine.
And he started talking without finishing. And then at the end, when we finished, he stood up and he wanted to accompany me to the door.
Yes.
And I have a picture pushing him. Said, "Holy Father, please don't accompany me because you're..." Yes. And that was my last thing. 2 months after he died.
Imagine.
So
he was very weak already at that time.
I could hardly understand him already.
Okay, but still, he's very determined.
But all popes are special. All popes have been. I had the privilege of having Pope Paul VI, Pope John Paul II, Pope Benedict, and everybody has his own charism, has his own what we call mystery, and his own human contact. And Pope Francis, for example, he has always that. He always says, when you have presented a problem, he always says, "Be joyful, be full of hope." Pope Benedict looks at you and with a professor, but also very human, and always ready to help. So I have that greatest privilege of having received by the Pope, by the 4 popes, many times, and which I think I can already sort of have my life fulfilled. And of course the others, the Curia, and that's how we work. And the important thing is really that the insistence of the Pope on the priesthood.
Yes.
The authentic priest a diplomat must be a priest first and foremost.
Yeah, because
you
if
are not a good diplomat.
Yeah. Your experience in each country, the people you're going to meet, will really help you in your next mission. You know, it will really facilitate.
You know,
right?
what is most impressive for me, for example, Pope Francis, was the first night in Korea. I accompanied him to his bedroom.
Okay.
And he was changing.
Just
and then
the
as
two
I
of
was, I was two of us, and I was leaving, he embraced me and he whispered, "Please pray for me." And my skin was a little bit, because how a Pope asking me to pray for him.
Yeah.
And a very, very sincere, as if he was ready to kneel before me and said, "Please pray for me."
Mm-hmm.
And the Pope is asking that, you know. So this is one of those experiences where I could feel that he's very special too. You know.
Yeah, and
although he wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
so during his visit, I had to wake
humble.
up 4 o'clock in the morning for the first 3 days. The third day, I could not wake up anymore.
Because it's too early for you. Imagine all the problems of all over the world, which is what you're saying. The Pope is universal. He is the Pope of all the countries you were all assigned to, no? Sabi, pati pala ito, hindi lang political, hindi lang spiritual, lahat pala talaga hahawakan nila. That's why he said he cannot do it alone. He needs the support of all the bishops.
Yes, like he says, what can I do? I am only a Pope.
Yeah, you know, you can see also yung humanity. And I asked him, do you see something very similar between Pope Francis and Pope, John? Sabi niya, marami raw. Because when I analyzed his life, Pope John Paul II, pare-pareho sila.
There is a big
Francis,
similarity.
Very similar
because
in some way.
the problems of the church, there is a big similarity on the problems of the church. And so God always sends the right person for the right time of the church.
So you believe that? No?
I believe that. I believe that. Pope Francis describes the church as the Ark of Noah. You know the Ark of Noah?
Yes.
The Ark of Noah was full of animals.
Yes.
It was sealed. So he says the Ark of Noah was smelling, but it brought salvation to Noah and his family.
Yes.
So this is the church. The church, there is a lot of materialism, there's a lot of secularism, there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of corruption, even in the Vatican. There's some priests have even been accused of sexual abuses. So this is similar time. There were of course, not sexual abuse in the time of Pope John the 23rd, but also modernism was there. It was creeping into the church. The church was losing its mission, losing its vision. So with Pope Francis, he wants to bring back the vision of the church back to Christ. And so John, back to Christ and back to Vatican II, of course. Because after 50 years of Vatican II, there was that we call deviation of the very spirit of Vatican II and the very spirit of Christ. This is why he called himself Francis, because Saint Francis received the vision from the crucifix that says, "Go and repair my church." That church of San Damiano of Assisi.
Yes, yes.
Pope Francis, "Go and repair my universal church." So this is why he took the name Francis, because he sees the church as a field hospital where there's plenty of sick, germs, bacteria, but there's also love, there's also care, there's also science. So the church needs to open the windows, as Pope John Paul XXIII said, open the windows and get some oxygen inside. And this is what we are working for. Put more oxygen in the local churches.
Yes.
Oxygen of the Holy Spirit.
Napaka-challenging talaga yung panahon ngayon with Pope Francis. No wonder. Kasi it's a different kind of problems that is creeping in the church right now. Na kaya pala sinabi niya, please pray for me. But it makes you very humble. Pero itutuloy po natin, Your Excellency, ating magandang conversation sa pagbabalik po ng Power to Unite with Elvira.